Good evening, July 8th. Little aftermarket update here. So, want to call out that on the pound yen, we are towards the top of the wedge. So, definitely showing some interest in watching this. 240, we definitely had a nice uptrend here. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. So, no structural change to this uptrend here. Same with the hourly. Nothing to really do. I'd like to see us break below these lows here to start looking for an entry short, a higher risk entry short coming off of the third touch of that upper boundary. But other than that, just waiting and seeing what happens, and have to see some confirmation of a low break and close in order to look short. Moving over into gold, no big change on the weekly, no big change on the daily, but I got a trade last night that was a loser, or yesterday, because what I saw at that time was this double triple bottom here, break of the neckline and return to it. I'll go into the 15-minute, but in here I saw what I considered a double bottom with a doji and went in, and sure enough we went up. I was in the money on sides a little bit, but then came crashing right back down. So some lessons to learn there. Need to do a bigger post review, but in the meantime, I am finding it very interesting. Well, first off, I put in this new trend line here, which I think is very clean, just to say, hey, we're not out of the woods until we get through this. But I do find it very interesting that this double bottom, triple bottom I've identified, we came up impulsively and now we return to the fib. And when we did that, we see a major impulsive move up on the 240. So quite interested to see what happens from here. Here's the hourly, touched that fib level, came ripping right back out of it. Looked to be correctively coming down. It might be hard to see, but we did not close above this high here, but we did push above a little bit with these wicks. So maybe I'm a little gun shy from last night's loss. I don't know. I think I'm going to watch what happens before I risk more capital, but definitely in a zone of interest for sure. Going into the S&P 500, not much new to tell. We are just coiling around, and we did come down nicely off that coil and return today, but I'm not really messing with this until we break out of this coil. It's just not worth it to me. I will get chopped up, and I know better, or I know myself well enough to know I don't do well in this. So, I mean, I think at some point something's going to give, but until then, just sitting on hands and being patient is the play. All right, let's move over into oil. Check out what it did today. So, certainly spiked up and then had a strong selling wick on this candle on the daily. On the 240, we are in an uptrend. We have broken above these highs. We have some higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. 60-minute, we are sort of really coiling around in here, rotating, chopping. We never did break above this major high up here. So just going to kind of stay patient and see if we come back down into this zone here, if a long pattern forms. Not sure. Let's see. Let's put the fibs in here. But yeah, not too much actionable in oil here. But if we, get back down to this level here with this nice base, definitely going to be watching as a zone of interest. Checking out Bitcoin. Let's go to the daily first. So still in this downtrend. We have not broken new highs here on the daily. We are definitely in a downtrend on the daily chart, weekly chart in that zone of interest still, but very much creating a flag as we're in this area. On the 240, we are returning to this major double bottom neckline that I've seen, and looks like we're definitely moving around here. However, on the 60-minute, I'm just kind of waiting to see what happens. We're very choppy, and um, yeah, so definitely going to see if we break through this candle. Definitely seeing how we do here, but on the hourly, we are in a downtrend, and we have not had a major change of character yet. So while this could be a very solid double bottom with a nice retracement, I have not seen a change of character yet on the hourly. That makes me confident enough to go long. So I'll be watching to see how far we pull back and if we get that or not. So euro, I also had a losing trade on the euro last night, which was fun. So I've been watching my past videos. You can tell I've been watching a break of this channel here. It's the exact one. And, we got it. Boom. Came down here, returned up to it. I got short. I put the stop, I think on the 15. I put the stop right around here because I figured this last area here, this last low, well, not the last low, but this prior low would have gotten what it needed to be the resistance. I got short right in here and popped out right here. So we did return a little. We are flattening out, but on the hourly we are in a downtrend. I zoom back out to the 4 hour. We are actually in an uptrend because we have a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low so far. We have not broken through this low here. So maybe that's the big lesson here is you got to wait for this change of character on the hourly to get excited about going long or short. I mean, sorry. So, and here on the hourly, you could see, I guess we did take out these major highs or these highs here, but this last major high was never taken out. And so I am still short bias that this is a very, corrective move up before we keep going down, given that we have lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high on this weekly. We're milling around right here. We are at this bottom of this range here. Now that being said, anything can happen. And maybe it's time I switch my mindset on this trade, but waiting to see and watch how we do on this. And I believe that covers it for tonight. Let's see, did I miss anything? Oh, let's look at Australian dollar real quick. So this one again, I'm looking for longs because we on the daily we have this zone of interest that we bounced off of, but the way we're coming back in to this downtrend here and the way we're behaving now looks very corrective off of this impulse, and it's making me want to actually start looking for shorts. We don't seem to want to break out of this channel yet, but as you can see, it's very corrective. The way we're moving up, we're not taking out new highs yet on the 240, and so I have to still assume actually it's a bear, even though I think we could be at a zone of turnaround. The price action has not confirmed that yet. So gonna wait and see, gonna kind of keep watching what happens, but should we might even rip lower and need to be prepared to start shorting, even though I could see on here, mentally I see this coming back up, forming a head and shoulders, but that's kind of projecting what I think should happen, and I need to be a lot more in tune with what is happening.